close there, truck driver. Getting a little close there. All right. Happy goodbyes 2024. Today we are going to go get a tattoo. Yes. I'm so excited. Okay, so full disclaimer. This is not my first tattoo. If you've seen my previous videos, you probably noticed the ones on my arm. I probably have, give or take, 8 tattoos now. But the last time I got a tattoo was like 2 years ago. So it might as well be, my first tattoo. And I've never gotten a tattoo in this area exactly. So my very first tattoo I got when I was 18, and I got it on the back of my shoulder. And then then my next tattoo was on the back of my neck, and that is one of 2 best friend tattoos that I have with my best friends. And then I have one on my shin/calf muscle, and then I have 2 on my forearm, but I got one in like 2019, and I got this little cutie. It's one of my favorites, my little crescent moon. That same session. And then I have another one. Well, I have a few on my thigh. One I have with my other best friend. One I have with my sister. I have one above my knee. Oh, I forgot about that one. And then I have another. Yeah, I didn't count, so hopefully y'all picked up on that. Yeah, and this one today I'm getting on my spine, and I'm really excited because I have been kind of planning this tattoo for at least about 1.5 years, and that's the police. So yeah, I've been planning this tattoo for about 1.5 years, and I think I just kind of solidified on what I wanted to get maybe like 6 months ago. So yeah, I'm really excited. I wanted 2 tattoos, and because of the placements, I figured it would be easier for me to just combine them. And so now it's like one large piece. I'm really excited. So right now I am headed to Whole Foods because I don't live by Whole Foods, which is probably for the best, but the shop is by a Whole Foods. So I'm going to, go grab some snacks because I think this is probably the biggest piece that I've ever gotten, and I'm gonna be there for anywhere between like 5 and 7 hours, and I'm gonna need to eat at some point. So I'm gonna go to Whole Foods to get some snacks. Yeah. it's been about almost 2 weeks. Since I got my tattoo, but it's like 97% done healing at this point. I think that like it's pretty much finished peeling, and it's just like a matter of keeping it moisturized so the last little bit can come off. But I didn't record while I was in there because as soon as it was time for us to start tattooing, my camera died, and I didn't have my tripod, and my phone died. So I got as much content as I could. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, okay? Obviously, as you guys know, that was not my first tattoo. It was my biggest tattoo in like space. So I think my calf tat covers more like of that part of my leg, but this tattoo goes down my spine, like around my waist and like to the corners of my hips. So it was like the biggest tattoo that I've ever gotten, and that hoe hurt so bad. Like I knew it was gonna hurt because it's my spine, but I didn't expect for it to hurt that bad. And I like didn't have any numbing cream, which I never use numbing cream with my tattoos. Not intentionally, it's just like something I think about or like thing to ask the artist about. I just kind of like, let's do it. So I went to Princess Gia. I will be going back to her. Tattoo was fire. Energy was great. It was just a good time. The shop itself is beautiful. Yeah, so I had a great time. It took about anywhere between 5.5 and like 6.5 hours. First 2 hours weren't that bad. I even said out loud, oh, this doesn't hurt as bad as I thought it was going to. That's when I knew, like I should have known that I was lying to myself. But, you know, there were certain parts, like if you've gotten a tattoo before, you feel like, okay, yeah, you're doing good. Like, even if you know how much time, like, what's left. But then, you know, when your tattoo artist, like, step back and started looking at the tattoo and wiping and looking, trying to see, like, where the ink didn't deposit in the skin. Yeah, she did that, and girl, there's a spot in the middle of my back that just needed a little extra touching and loving. But that thing hurt so bad. By the time we got to my corner, like my right hip, which was like the last part that we did, by the time we got there, I was like, this it hurt. Like, it hurt. But it's so cute. And it's so worth it to me. I definitely had one of those moments where I was like, man, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I'm never getting another tattoo. Obviously, that's a lie because as soon as it stopped itching, I was like, I think I want to add to it. So, yeah, it was a really great experience though. I probably would go, honestly, I would go to any of the artists at the shop because like I've looked at their pages. That's how I had to decide like who I was gonna go to. But I would definitely go back to Gia. Like, it was cool. She was cool. Introduced me to some music that I had never heard. It was playing some throwbacks that I hadn't heard in a while. Like, it was really, we were in there jamming. But one thing I did have to do is I had to cut my waist beads off. So I have had the same waist beads tied onto my body since 2019. One of my best friends gifted them to me. as a birthday present. And when I say that they've never come off, like I've had other waist beads, they've snapped, they were like the twisty kind, I've broken them, but these 2 waist beads like stayed on my body the entire time. Like, I'm petite, but like even through like my weight fluctuations, like they were like, nah, like we're here to stay. So it was a little sad to have to cut them, but the way that it happened, so like she was gonna cut them in the back, and then I was like, oh, like, do you mind if I record, because like, you know, this is like a piece of me that is essentially like, you know, being shedded off. And so when she switched the angle that she was gonna cut them from, she snipped them, and when I kid y'all not, no beads fell. Like, there's like the waist beads are still pretty much intact in my car right now, and it's almost like she cut it right where the burn was, so nothing fell. And me and her like both got like chills, because it was like, what in the world? Also, yes, I did get a kitten. This is Bullet. He was named prior to receiving him, but he moves very quickly. So this is Bullet. Kylo's still getting used to him. But yeah, so I just took it as like a really good sign. It's like the solidarity in my friendship with my best friend, but also a transition period. Like, okay, it's time. Like, you're not that same girl you were. Like 2019, I was 21, 22. I was just a baby. I'm about to be 28. So, but yeah, so I had to get my waist beads. Tattoo was about 6, maybe 6.5 hours, maybe 5.5. I don't know. Honestly, after the first 2 hours, it was all a blur as far as time goes. Healing, I will say, I think that my skin regenerates pretty quickly. So like almost 2 weeks of healing for me is fairly normal. I don't know the average. I kind of, you know, I do what they say. I clean it, I pat it dry, I put alcohol on it. I did have to enlist help from my neighbors, because the first couple days, baby, I was struggling. I was like, I can't clean it. I can't do nothing. Please. So she was a big help. And then, yeah. That was really just like the wrap up of me getting my tattoo. And I just wanted to close it out with you guys, because I feel like it wasn't fair, because had I not like recorded an outro, I would not have uploaded the video. To be honest, I just would not have. But with that being said, Happy New Year. I hope that 2025 is even better than 2024 was for you all. You know, there's ups and downs all the time. There was goods and bads this past year. And I just know that next year will be better. You know, you can kind of only go up. So, Happy New Year. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys going on the beginning of this journey with me. And let's make more content in 2025.